page, yeah. Higurashi, chapter 4. Okay. Do. Really overly wholesome. Alright then, I'm off. Look out for the cars. I'll be back before dinner time. Today was the day of the barbecue party that was the Himazawa's fighters' victory celebration. Of course, I, having prepared myself, skipped breakfast in order to stay hungry. Though with all the club members coming, it was pretty possible there would be a contest based on how fast or how much you could eat. Rain was already at our usual meeting place. Hello. Mian arrived a few minutes later. Hello times 2. Great, let's get going. This old man skipped breakfast and is starving to death. Expecting nothing less, I too went without breakfast, and am now in top physical condition. Whoa, you two skip breakfast? You two, skipping breakfast is bad for your health. Rina made sure to eat something. Yeah, you're great, Rina. Breakfast is an important part of the meal of the day. I'm sure you'll surpass the unhealthy Mion. Get yourself a nice, spongy body, and be all over the dirty magazines. How the dirty magazines? If I get a nice body, then maybe a prince on a white knight will come for Rina too, Definitely not happening. If you won't take responsibility for them, Ki-chan, then don't give Rina any study ideas. She might start eating breakfast 3 times a day starting tomorrow. I could see Rina doing that. Wait, who does Katana's princess think was going to come for her? Well anyway, we're all nice and hungry. Let's go and treat ourselves at the big barbecue party. Yeah. The venue for said barbecue was to be the Fuji Shrine grounds where Rika-chan lived. They held events and festivals there, and barbecues too. It was the place that held all sorts of ceremonies in Himazawa. Come to think of it, there was supposed to be a big festival. But a festival coming up wasn't there. Watching Higurashi or something. The scenery you could see from that high was fairly superb, and the calm atmosphere, particular to shrines, was something fairly difficult to find in the city. We left our bicycles at the bottom of the shrine steps and broke into a mad dash up the stairs. When we arrived at the shrine grounds, the Himazawa fighters and their fathers had already gathered and had begun setting up the barbecue early. Of course, Satoko and Rika-chan were there as well. When they noticed our arrival, they waved it to us. Hello. Oh, so you managed not to forget about this. Curse it, if you hadn't come, there would have been that much more meat for me. Actually disappointing it is. You underestimated us, Satoko. Now that we've arrived, you don't think you'll be able to have even one bite of that fabulously marbled beef, do you? Remember when we ate our bento here? You and I have a fatal difference in reach. I'll be overwhelming you once again. What? I cannot allow that to happen by any means. Try and shout all you want, you'll just be watching us fill our mouths with beef. Don't worry though, we'll give the peppers and onions to you. I gave Satoko lots and lots of the grilled squash too. When Satoko heard the word squash, her complexion changed color. When she took my overwhelming reach into account, she knew it wasn't just a threat, it could actually happen. I'll go tell the coach. I'll tell him you really love squash. If it's for you, I bet he'll give you a whole mountain of specialty squash from all over Japan. Well, good for you, Satoko. You'll have your pick of the squash. You can have squash from dawn till just 3 meals a day. Wow, Rina, everyone's bullying me. Satoko tried to leap into Rina's chest. Oh no, clearly giving another second, Rina's match punch would have piled us onto the ground. Just as before Satoko hit Rina, I grabbed her by the nape of the neck and pulled her back. A superb reaction with only seconds of foresight, at least it was supposed to be. But for Rina, when I caught the sleeping, crying Satoko, it looked like I was keeping her to myself. Bam, bam, bam. How? No, Kichi-kun. This is Rina's, okay? I'm taking her home. Wow, Rina-san. Be up Mion-san and Rika-chan like that too. Whoa, hold on there. Yeah. Bam, bam, bam. Okay, now where could Rika be? There she is. Rika-san over here. Just wait, Satoko-chan. I'll take care of her right away. Then I'm bringing you straight home. Meep. Satoko, you're mean. How Rika-chan's so cute too. How I'm taking her home. Oh ho 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 ho. Rika, it serves you right. Satoko laughed in a shrill voice at Rika-chan and Rina's unproductive game of tag, but we watched them spawned out on the ground. Are you alright, Mabata-san? Shinozaki-san. The coach came over and lent us a hand. Yeah, this is just how we communicate, that's all. Don't mind us. If this is the way we communicate, if the way we communicate ends up leaving bruises on my face, then I don't want any more part to do with it. You never learn, do you? Asked the coach loudly. It made us start laughing too. Totoko's laughter, Rika-chan's yelling, and Rina's strange voice were all kind of comfortable to hear. Ba ba da ba da ba da da da. Ba da ba da ba da ba da ba da ba. The adults here knew what they were doing, so the barbecue was ready in short order. As the solid oil dripped down onto the plate with a hiss, there was a loud cheer. When the coach brought over a big plate with all the meat on it, we all cheered again. "Whoa, wow, this meat looks amazing, coach, you really did splurge on it." I did make a promise. Can you tell how much all of this weighs? It really did cost me a lot. Of course it did. Third rate me wouldn't be enough of a reward for everything I did yesterday. Yeah. The Joker-chan is definitely the guest of honor today. Yes, Satoko was the one who hit the last home run after all. She might have caught the guy off guard, but the arc it flew was long and true. Satoko is pretty athletic. Not bad at all. She could be one of the best of our generation. She doesn't fall behind in physical ability even compared to me. Maybe Satoko has a big future in the world of sports. Ha 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 ha, stop singing my praise, you're making me blush. Munch munch munch. Satoko, for whom the excessive praise made her not notice the monetary grilled meat being stolen one after another, was just far too cute. Bada-san, this is so heavy. Tomita-kun and Karma-kun were carrying something over to us. There's a huge barbecue plate. Whoa, the barbecue's protagonist has arrived. The plate was choked full of skewers with vegetables and meat on them. The grilled burning hot meat juice made a shh noise as they drizzled off. Gulp. You need a lot of meat for cooking something on a metal skewer, so they had to build the whole plate at once. Yep, we can't have barbecue without some of these. You can say that again. I'll help out, so let's get it over there. Up we go. Whoa, look, it's amazing. Everyone's greeted us with a cheer. Each person received a skewer with vegetables and a big piece of meat on it. Thus received paper cups filled to the brim with juice. In my right hand were pounds of piping hot barbecue. And left with was a cup of juice that I could chug down. If this didn't make you want to dance, you weren't a man. I can't hold back any longer. I'm gobbling it down. Gobble gobble gobble. Not just yes, Ki-chan. We've got a little ceremony first, do we? Can I have your attention, everyone? The coach with a cup of beer in his hand mounted the nearby beer cooler. This was supposed to be a victory celebration after all. We all needed an opening statement. Damn, I hope it ends soon. For every second it goes on, a little more of the food freshness goes away. Nyam. Satoko stopped down on the back of my foot. My word, man, you rage are so greedy. Can you not wait a little more elegantly? Is everything I'm thinking really showing on my face? Okay, is everyone listening? We won a huge game yesterday. It has become a hard battle after that amazing pitch came in. Thanks to equally reliable saviors on our side, we scored a beautiful turnaround victory. Clap, clap, clap. Both my hands were full, so the adults and the elder brothers gave us a round of applause. This is to celebrate that victory. As promised, I got tons of delicious meat for everyone. Eat as much as you want. Use that energy on our next game. Then after a few words of thanks to the fathers and brothers who helped with that barbecue, he led us in a toast. Cheers! They say that when toasting you would normally down the contents of your cup, but we were young. As at the toast, all of us immediately began to dig into our skewers. After that I got really lively with everyone congratulating one another for things they did during the game, like how somebody made a great catch, or how awesome someone looked on stealing a base. Of course they congratulated me too, the savior, who appeared to fight against the Koshin pitcher. Well, even what I did was all thanks to Satoko. Satoko did have a plan, but you're the only one who could have won like you did, Q-chan. You did more than enough to deserve praise. By the way, Kichi-kun, you want to eat cake with Kameda-kun after that, don't you? You look like you were best friends. The seeds of friendship sprouting between males, or something like that. That's sort of, well, that it's how I violently brushed through Rina's hair as she turned red in the face. For some reason, at the mention of friendship between males, expressing her pleasant seeming ideas. And then where's the hero, or rather the heroine, Satoko? Oh, there she is. Satoko was with Rika-chan in the middle of bragging her heart out about the whole run yesterday, and her teammates spared no complaint for her, since even though he was going easy on her, the fact that she hit a throw from a Koshin pitcher was something else. Satoko was more Aquarius than usual. She was in a great mood. She was flying so high that I thought for a moment about getting a word to tease her, but she was losing actress today, so I decided not to bully her at all. As I watched Satoko going at things as 5 years as usual under the sun, it struck me that I didn't quite line up with the present time I'd spent with her. But both those were the real Satoko. I didn't care which it was, her smiling happily or making a big lively fuss like this, just as long as she could keep smiling like this forever. It looks like she's having fun, quite a lot of it. The coach had approached me from behind before I realized it. As he gazed at Satoko from afar, like I had been doing, he addressed me, so I could tell he was talking about her. Doesn't it just cleanse your soul to see Satoko smiling? He smiled, refreshed, searching for confirmation. I felt a little embarrassed to admit it, so against my better judgment I played it off. Really? I don't think her smile could count so much as a plate. Just Satoko would be mad if she heard that, but that part of her is very cute too. Leaving her cuteness aside, I could understand him thinking Satoko getting angry for being teased would be funny. Ivy was it? Mr. Ivy was it? That's right. Everyone else calls me Coach though. I'd be very happy if you call me Coach as well, Mabara-san. As he said that, Coach Ivy smiled, blushing a little. Coach, you seem to like Satoko a lot. I didn't have any real bias for saying that, it was just what I felt to be true. Yes. I do like her. I love her, in fact. When she gets older, I'm thinking of asking her to marry me. What? This guy really says some insane things, doesn't he? Indeed. After being astonished by this, I hurried to put my mind back into order. I heard that this coach guy was the kind who wanted to say weird things out of nowhere. According to me, if I took everything he said seriously, I physically wouldn't be able to take it. If I was able to ignore that part of him, he seemed like he would be a really funny guy. Mabara-san, did that surprise you? Could it be you're going after Satoko-chan yourself? That would bother me then. I've been going after her for decades now, you know? Coach, Satoko hasn't even been alive for much more than a decade. Coach gave a dry grin and laughed. Was this how I should be doing it? I must have mastered the art to respond to this coach guy. After that, I received many words of praise, but my actions are almost too many. As that conversation was happening, leaving aside the controversial statements this coach person would sprout suddenly, I learned he was very composed and not a bad guy by any stretch. I think Satoko deserves more praise for that crazy home run she got. I honestly didn't think she had it in her. Satoko-chan's older brother was more the quiet bookworm type. She probably inherited the exact opposite skill set. Her brother, right, he meant Satoshi, the one who left Satoko and ran away from home, Satoko's Nini, Satoshi Hojo. Do you not know about him? Satoko's older brother, I mean. His name is Satoshi Hojo-kun, and he played for the Himizawa Fighters too. I watched him, wanted to play a little more, but then he transferred. Huh? I see. So he transferred. Maybe that was a little more considerate than saying he ran away. Now that he mentioned it, I think it was Rina. I think she said Satoshi transferred too. I didn't know the details of him having run away from home at the time. I didn't pay much attention to it, but only her brother transferred? That's sort of unusual. Everyone's having fun so far away and their cheerful voices distant. The chorus of the cicadas separated us from them. giving me a sense of distance. At first I thought my own voice was too soft for even me to hear. For a really long time Coach didn't respond to my words. So at this point I began to wonder if I had said something I shouldn't have. Just when I began to feel impatient, Coach finally spoke. Something unfortunate happened. A few things actually. After informing me that what he was about to say was a secret, Coach began to talk a little at a time. It's been 3 years already. Right around this time of year, I think. Satoko's-chan's parents were in an accident. An accident? Yes. At a public park they visited, while on vacation they fell from a viewing platform. It's supposed to just be a little time away from the family, home with the family. They went for a walk on a path during a natural park after it had rained. There was a little viewing platform that looked like it had a good view. That was the stage on which the tragedy was set. The metal fixtures in the viewing platform fence had deteriorated from time, and with all the rain they had just gotten, they might have loosened somewhat. Right before Satoko's eyes, both the fence and her parents fell. There was a river some 10 meters below. The water level was high due to the rain, and apparently very muddy. And her parents? Coach gave a thin but monotonous smile, touched his paper cup to his lips. Without saying anything, I knew how unfortunate the accident was, and how Satoko's parents had left on an eternal vacation. And Satoko is, well, I was so focused on being careful with my words that I lost what I was going to say. A single word, orphans. I knew how little consideration it showed, and how much it would have hurt Satoko without having to say it aloud. Come to think of it, Satoko lived with Rika-chan. At least that's what I thought I heard from others. But Rika-chan, her father died from an illness too, and her mother soon afterwards. I felt like I heard she was living by herself. Yes, she's living with Furuji-san right now. She probably lived many discouraging days without any parents, but they were going along by helping each other. Going on without the protection of parents is very difficult for kids that age, I think. But I understand, you could probably understand that as well. I've only survived because I rely on my parents, so the only reply I could give was a nod. Furuji-san is particularly beloved by the older people in the village. As long as she's here, she won't want for much. Yes, Kiji couldn't even cook for himself in those 2 days they were gone. Come to think of it, you're right. Rika-chan kind of seems like the village mascot sometimes. I don't think she would have a hard time living there. Rika-chan could go meep just once and then get 2 or 3 corsets from a vendor after all. I felt like if she asked for help, everyone in the village would. But that only applies to Furuji-san in particular. Satoko-chan doesn't have it the same way. Rika being so spoiled was just the exception. If I'm thinking about it normally, living on your own as a child should be fraught with difficulty. It wasn't then very difficult to imagine how much suffering Satoko had to go through just to live. It wasn't very difficult to imagine. Was I really thinking that? No, I was only thinking the words. I couldn't imagine it in the slightest. How was I supposed to imagine it when I saw that annoying smile of hers? There's no way I could. I figured out she was living apart from her brother, and I just kind of vaguely thought that it was rather uncomfortable. I mean, Satoko was smiling so energetically every single day. Was I thinking that her smile when she wasn't hurt? And she didn't feel lonely? When she found out my parents were coming home the other night, Satoko said, "The family sitting around the dining table is the most fun way to enjoy a meal after all." Those words held a lot of weight now. I've seriously considered adopting her. Adoption. It's a secret. After warning me, Coach put his index finger to his lips. I've lived a really steady life all these years. I own property and have credit. But marriage is the one thing I'll never go around to. My lord, obviously a single individual can't adopt a child, so I can't make Satoko-chan my adopted daughter. Ha 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 ha, what a shame. It didn't take long for my plan to get her to call me Papa to hit a setback. This guy spouted some crazy stuff. At first I was only half listening, but midway through I realized how rude that was. This coach person, that's the only wish for that girl Satoko to be happy. That was neither crazy nor was it nonsense. He just wanted her to be happy. Those were his true feelings. Satoko-chan's common lifestyle is probably not a very happy one, but you know, I want to make it easier for her, even if it's only a little. Of course I can't do much for her but share my leftover food and do errands that she's not strong enough to do. You're wrong, Satoko's happy. Huh? Coach showed surprise at me having declared that there are some people around her that really want her to be happy. She can't possibly feel otherwise. I spoke with a serious expression quietly but firmly all the same. It was my approval of his feelings and my gratitude as Satoko's Nini. Thank you. Still keep this a secret from Satoko-chan, okay? She knew I wanted to adopt her. She would get mad and call me a pervert for wanting to call her Papa. Or to call me Papa. Ha 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 ha. I wonder, Satoko might have been somewhat childish, but she was still able to empathize with people. She would call him that, I knew it. As if my feelings had gone across, Coach grinned satisfied, and I turned his gaze to the hustle and bustle before us. Her parents and her older brother. She lost her family, had no relatives, and had huddled up with Riko-chan. He was in the same situation, Satoko Hojo. It wouldn't be odd for her to look at her life with despair, but she didn't seem to feel that way. She lived energetically with a smile. I want her to keep smiling forever. It was a naive wish, and yet it was one that he couldn't help hoping for. The words that I spoke were the same. Was a coincidence, I think the same way. Oh, you too, Mabarakan? That makes us friends. Let's make a promise. A promise? It's a very simple one. Coach said this, giving me a grin. That we will never make her cry. It was short and to the point. Yeah, I promise too. Coach nodded happily. We exchanged no more words after that. We just sat there comfortably gazing at Satoko and everyone else having a good time. She certainly lost family, but there were people watching over her. How reassuring must that have been? Just hypothetically, if you did adopt Satoko, what would you do? That's a tough one. Coach gave a wide, happy smile, then exaggeratively tilted his head in contemplation. Well, first I would get her to call me master and re-educate her in the ways of a maidservant. Huh? What? How does this guy always pick the craziest time to say the craziest things? No, Mabarakan, well, I haven't said anything yet. What are you talking about? I heard it loud and clear. Oh, that's right. The kid said I would put Satoko on a wooden bondage horse and make her my meat slave. That sounds nice. Satoko-chan on a wooden horse. Please leave the item using play for after she's acquired the proper knowledge. It would be very dangerous to go in here with the wrong idea. I get it, they always do write down labels to only use things for their intended purpose after all. That's right. Ki-chan, you do understand. Then, with that, it's time for... My hands shot out and grabbed Shion, smiling, waving, and about to leave by the nape of her neck. Hey, wait right there, don't just show up out of nowhere and start saying crazy stuff. Speaking of saying crazy stuff, I thought the Satoko love talk you were having with Coach was pretty crazy too. I can perform a reenactment of the adoption bit, want to see? Yeah, you've been hiding ever since then? Ki-chan, you can't even be my sister. You're 100 years too early to challenge me. This was Shion Shinozaki, the younger sister of the Shinozaki twins. Though she hasn't a scrap of the reserved quality you expect from a little sister. She was a villain of better than her older sister Mion. We met the other day. Town, I dug myself into a hole and I mistook her as Mion. Like me and Shinozaki, she's been living in Akinomiya. I thought we'd never see each other again, but I think we actually would. So, does that mean we didn't give the doll to Mion, or does that mean we did? My frankly displeased expression didn't change a bit either. This must be what people mean when they say something is like, water off a duck's back. Shinozaki, Shion-san, you came. I was disappointed because I thought you wouldn't make it. Well, I couldn't think of anything else to do really. I figured I'd come and teach you a little. Coach, why do you need to call a Shion to our victory celebration? How did she contribute to our team's win? Well, you see, I'm actually the manager for the Himizawa Fighters. The manager? No way. Why weren't you at the game yesterday? That's because I'm like a ghost manager. Teehee. She seemed to think I would forgive her if she stuck out her tongue and smiled. She wasn't sorry at all. The match, wasn't nearly as pretty without you there. I won't tell you to come to participate, but couldn't you at least come to the games to root for us like you used to? Come to the practices. I think I'll think about it. Maybe I would if Ki-chan joins the Himizawa Fighters. I can't get used to getting to a cheering mood when there's no good-looking guys on the team. Huh? Did Shoujo just really say something absurd? Oh, it's me, I'm crazy. Just Shion, you little, where did you come from? Suddenly, Mian came running over, lashed onto my shoulder and pulled me towards her. It's Mi-chan's little sister. Hello, Shi-chan. Are you two acquainted? Hello, Rina-san. I wanted you to remember my name when you met once. Oh, not at all. Thanks for remembering Rina's name too. Got the stupid greetings. You're not allowed to solicit Shi-chan. He's the hope for our club. Don't pull him out and put him in baseball like he's some kind of plant. Then gave a low growl as she grabbed up my arm. She looked like a little girl desperately clinging to her toy. Hahaha. Yep, Kichi-kun is the star rookie of our club. We would never trade him away. Rina's smile hid a nonchalant bloodlust. She was bucking Shion's view, ready to unleash an ultimate attack. She got within 2 meters of me. I felt like I was gonna turn into a bloody battle. Hahaha. That's too bad. We'll leave the negotiations for another time. You don't have the right to negotiate. Coach, why did you put Shion here too? She's a ghost member. She's been stacking up the last year. Hahaha. I just thought it would be even better. More fun if Shion was here too. Yep. It definitely worked. That was what he planned for all along. Mission accomplished. Hey, Chi-chan, come over here. We're all playing a game. With strings attached of course. Chi-chan, how about you too? The rules are simple and it'll be fun. Should I? I'll just win if I join after all. Oh, we're playing a game this time? I haven't done that this chapter actually. I don't want to ruin my sister's presidential image. Me and naivete turned around with a glare. What is it, my sister? Should I join it to make it this a battle of the siblings? For your sake, I don't think we should. But if you want to. Blah. I won't let you play, Shion. We're leaving you out. Blah. Mion. Well, Mion just avoided direct confrontation. It seemed like the twins were completely compatible with each other. You won't let her play? I was looking forward to seeing you two face off. I hate Shion. I'm bad against her. An angry Mion dragged me away. Slide. Do your best. I'll be rooting for you. Go for it, Ki-chan, yay. Shion waved a hand at us, reveling in the bliss of teasing Mion. Alright. Club activities has begun, which meant I needed to clear my mind. What was today's battle? Today's punishment game. My take on anything. Okay, Kichi-san, you should prepare yourself. We're going all out today. Great, bring it on. The Toko now, I'll crush you all mercilessly. Hahaha. We know we're puffing your battle and finish herself up a win. Then I'll get all the mantra rays fights first and ride them to victory. Mantra rays? How? Rika-chan this felt like a mantra ray. I want to take you home. Okay everyone, we have a lot of people today, so let's play something nice and simple. Today's game is Higurashi when they cry. Oh, are we skipping the game? Okay. Or are you playing Higurashi when they cry? Everyone who lost the game dropped out and had to clear up after the barbecue. Wahahaha. Ha 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 ha. She laughed uproariously than anyone I've ever heard when she saw my loser face. Okay, was my getting bombed out the game be that funny? Man, on man, Ki-chan's face, he was like, how can you still call yourself human? Ha 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 ha. Damn it, I had it all worked out when I brought up the scissors. If only Satoko and Rika-chan hadn't betrayed me. It was going great while we had maintained a united front, but Satoko had been quicker to betray me than I. She was just a tiny bit better than me. Ugh. I warned you about trusting Satoko. Tomita-kun and Akama-kun were unanimously wearing that I told you so face. Incidentally, those two were victims of Satoko's trap pretty early on as well. Damn. I was trying to do well enough to make up for you two, and once it came for the showdown, it didn't matter. Maybe this meant I couldn't match up to the other members yet. You were going to have the lowest rank member of the club play a punishment game, weren't you? Shion remarks, as though forcing me to recall though, something I tried to forget even for a moment. Is that right? I don't think I remember that, when you came up with the punishment, with the present, you looked really heated. What not did you decide on? Ugh. Earlier, Mian told me you get an engine with uniform ready. Does that have to do with it? You told me the biggest You told me to get the biggest size I could find. Tamatari-kun and Karma-kun were giving me these complex, indescribable looks, mixed between empathy, pity, and the desire to see something scary all at once. Wahahaha. Wahahaha. All she could do was laugh. Strangely enough, the more she laughed, the more I felt like it was actually funny. I lost. I could just skip the games now. Oh my. Badasan, what's the matter? You're smiling, crying, and howling. It's okay, he just pretends not to like it. He can't hide his excitement at the opportunity to gain valuable experience using the punishment game as an excuse. Right? Rogue. What do you mean valuable experience? I held my head in my hands in agony. My state of mind could be summed up with, let's be that word, it was sob. Coach gently put his hand on my shoulders. Was he confronting me? Bada-san, in times where you must escape your hardship, you should imagine that you're this domesticated maid. See? Doesn't this thing seem kind of fun now? Yes, it's nice, isn't it? Red in the face and indulging in his fantasy, imagination still holding my shoulder, Coach said, "Oh master," and started twirling around like a ballerina. I had to wonder what kind of word association he was going on in his head. At the very least, it was very different than what was going on in mine. The first thing that came to mind when I think of domesticated certainly isn't maid. Tamatari-kun or Karma-kun, your coach is pretty funny. I'm surprised you can even be a coach. Tamatari-kun or Karma-kun exchanged glances and answered with dry smiles. Then they added that he was a really nice person most of the time, which is something you would normally say about a person like this. Da 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 da. The coach's question for revolutions slowed to a stop, then his expression turned to a clear, calm one, almost making what just happened seem like an illusion. He can switch gears way too fast. Then let us start cleaning. Bada-san, you seem quite strong. Could you bring the plates over to the wash basin and clean them? Right on it. I hoisted the dirty barbecue page east with slimy oil clinging to it. I looked for the wash basin. These are heavy. Where's the wash basin? Over there? Looking I should make it there before my arms gave out. I headed at the trot. A lot of the adults who had been helping out were using the wash basin, so I gave up a look for a different set. I asked them and they told me they were more right by the assembly hall, so I decided to head that way. Rather than multiple wash basins, there was just one faucet there, basins. I initially thought it would be too small to wash plates as big as these, but it would probably still be faster than waiting for a faucet to open up back there. I turned the faucet and water much nicer looking than it gushed forth. I put a plate under the faucet and scrubbed it with my hand to try and rub it clean. It didn't go very well. Why didn't it go well? Here you go. A sponge and dish soap. You can't wash them with just water. Oh, you were just using water? Well, that seems a bit harder, but you can still do it. With Shion, she threw a brand new sponge and container filled with a cleaner to me. Wait, you didn't have a sponge either? So you're just using your hand? Oh, thanks. You should have just put them by the basin and left it to the grown-up. You're always doing the right thing. I got the feeling that wasn't quite a compliment. I answered her with a full smile. I was surprised to learn you're the manager for the Himazara Fighters. I thought you didn't do stuff like that because it'll be too much of a bother. Yes, it is quite a bother. That's why I've stopped showing up entirely. Didn't Coach say he wanted you to come back? You should pay a visit once in a while. Hahaha. I feel like it, I guess. She made it sound like the end of the world could happen before she felt like it. Whoops. I couldn't keep washing the dishes while preoccupied with our conversation, so I decided to take my task seriously. I never offered to help nor get in my way. She just quietly watched the water flow from the faucet. No way, I heard something. You were the star player in yesterday's game, weren't you? The Toga hit the home run, so I think she was the real star player. I didn't know she had those kind of reflexes. It surprised me. She's totally different from Satoshi-kun. There's no much doubt that all the athletic ability in the family went to her. She smiled as she spoke, her eyes looking at something far away, betraying her reminiscence. Satoshi-kun. Satoshi Hojo's older brother. You know Satoshi Hojo-kun? Oh right, you just moved here this year, didn't you, Kyu-chan? you wouldn't have ever met him. I was a little surprised that Shion knew about Satoshi. Never met him, but I know a little. After their parents passed away, he transferred to a different school, right? I avoided saying that he ran away from home, and used a slightly more vague word that everyone else did. Transferred? Who said anything like that? I hadn't realized that Shion's tone had changed slightly. Well, I mean, who was it then? Yes, I heard from someone that he transferred. Who? You said that because you asked someone, right? Who? Who did I ask? I don't even remember. Even so, he transferred, so that's it, right? Not like there's a problem with there. There is one. Does that mean there's a record of his transfer to another school? And that someone saw it? Or heard about it? Around that time, I not only noticed how awfully caught up on this Shion was, but also how strangely dangerous her eyes had begun to look. Shion? What's up? You look really serious. With that, Shion seemed to realize the expression she was making. She took a quick, deep breath, pretended to fix her hair, and went back to her composed expression from before. I'm sorry, but Ki-chan, you don't know much about Satoshi-kun. Please don't say that he transferred anything like that. I'm serious. Please. I realized I must have, said something I shouldn't have, but I wasn't immediately sure what I should apologize for, so I just said one safe word for now, sorry. I just sort of heard he transferred and believed it. Was it actually something else? It was, of course. Is this working? Yes it is, okay. Preceded by his parents, he had left his sister and run away. But I wanted to try and avoid using the words run away, so pretending not to know. Upon seeing my flustered expression, Shion realized she was intimidating me and lowered her voice. No, I'm sorry. I'm not blaming you or anything, Ki-chan. I was just being a little harsh. I apologize. I didn't really mind. That was a fib. I actually was a little scared even. Was there something wrong with saying he ran away? Was there some sort of misunderstanding in saying that he transferred? Before I could ask her, she turned on her heel to leave. Hey, Shion. Right. Good luck with those. Looks like your pay is the last. That's the last one you need to wash. Her final remark reminded me of the dishes I had so easily forgotten about. So immersed in the conversation, where we that it got pretty late. I turned the faucet again to get the water flowing faster. Whoosh! I finally scrubbed the plate. When I turned back around, Shion was no longer there. By the time I finished washing the plates, most of the things I had been cleaned up. The egg had cooled off before I realized it, and as the heat that struck me with all day dispersed, a nice breeze started to blow. Okay everyone, can I have your attention? Coach got everyone together to make his closing remarks, and with that another fun day drew to its close. In the end, Mion ended the game with a magnificent victory. Sudoku and Rika-chan, who had labored so hard to betray me, had fallen into a huge trap, after leaving them flustered about more than a few things. People who betray others will one day be betrayed themselves. Never been more true, huh? Meg. You know the one I want to hear that from Kyuchi-san? Hahaha. Mina didn't fall for anyone's tricks. That's how I got second. Mina doesn't buy into lies very easily. She has a sharp wit. I'm surprised. She seemed like she would fall for the first night to come her way. Funny you should say that, Ki-chan. You, desire to prey upon others and right away you became the prey instead. Make sure you don't fall for those dumb schemes that promise higher returns the more friends you rope in, okay? Yeah, I'll try harder. Sob. Even their good friends will lay traps mercilessly and betray everyone in sight once they get into a serious enough game. But despite that, once it's all over, they feel fresh and laugh together. It reminded me of how we all were still such good friends. Anyway, I'm looking forward to Ki-chan's punishment game. However, can you really implement such a thing? I would think the store manager would have a thing or two to say about it, no? Well, am I gonna work there? I wonder. Maybe Kichiko will be really cute. I kinda wanna see it, how... I am on the edge of my seat. I will trip him over and make him wipe the floor. Wipe. Oh, that would be great, Look. Why wouldn't I win now at all times? Whenever I think I'll definitely win today, and that I'll make someone else lose, I'll play the punishment game and I lose. Is it not enough? Do I not believe hard enough for victory? Oh. The winning of the losers tastes like sweet honey. How sad, pat. This is how you get stronger, Kichi-kun. It's like I'm looking at Michan from last year. Michan last year? Wait, what? Did she always lose and moan about it in the past? Very interesting. I didn't know our undefeated President Neon was once like that. No need to talk about that. He and hastily covered over Venus' mouth. Everyone watching burst out laughing. Finally, Chan pulled out Satoko's sleeve. Okay, we should get going soon. Oh yes, we must go shopping for dinner, mustn't we? I wanted to keep talking like this forever, but it was getting late. We spoke with Satoko and Miku-chan and decided to get on our way. Home. Alright, bye. See you tomorrow at school. Everyone waved to each other and split up for the short time between now and tomorrow. Okay, let's go. We began walking down the tall staircase leading down leading from the shrine grounds. As the sun started to set, the afternoon heat began to disappear, as though it were never there. Just listening to the chorus of the Higurashi was enough to make me forget about how hot it had been today. Come to think of it, it's still June, huh? We didn't have a rainy season at all this year, like all of a sudden it's just summer, you know? Now that I thought about it, she was right. It is June. It was June, the season of long rain, of hydrants and snails. I haven't seen a rainy season since transferring here. According to the weather forecast, it's supposed to get rainy during the first part of the next week. Is it? Oh yeah, it is, isn't it? That's when it was raining for Reno. There were warning people about heavy showers. I hope it doesn't run into Tatarigoroshi. I think it's just after the Tatarigoroshi actually. That's right. The rainy season is supposed to be rainy. Reno likes all the rain in the rainy season. What? So much rain just makes me depressed. Yuki-chan. Huh? I was a little spaced out, so I was late in answering Mion. I was thinking back to my conversation with her sister. When I said that Satoshi transferred, Shion clearly got angry. She was mad at me for saying something so careless. I mean, it may have been a vague way of skirting around the fact that he ran away from home, but I don't think it was that bad. So bad that Shion would need to feel mad about it. I wasn't really satisfied with it. I felt like a child completely ignorant of what he was being scolded for. My thoughts spilled out of my mouth in a very direct fashion. Satoshi has a brother, right, named Satoshi, I think. What? As soon as I said the name Satoshi, Rina and Mion both lost their relaxed, comfortable mood and made a strange expression. Did I avoid talking about this? That's what they made me think, but I've already said it, so that's that. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't interested. What happened to Satoshi again? Did he move away? That was the transparent way of putting it, but in my desire to know everything, I felt ignorance. Mion turned around and looked to Rina for assistance. Rina looked between us and quietly and softly spoke. Wait, did we not tell you he transferred out? When I said those words to Shion, she got upset, so I answered with the same words Shion gave me. Transferred? Who told you something like that? Huh? I'd only intended to borrow Shion's word, but I said the exact way she said, down to the tones in my voice. When I realized I had done, I merely tried to soften my remark. If you really transferred, there would be records of it at school and stuff, right? But is there actually anything like that? Mion and Rina, their eyes grew wide. They were at loss for words. I started to feel like I was doing something really bad. I thought they were not only hiding the fact that Satoko's older brother ran away out of consideration for her. I'm not trying to blame you or anything, okay? I just wanted to ask what happened to Satoshi, that's all. I wasn't trying to blame them. The fact that I had to remind them even looked like I was tormenting them with an impossible question. And maybe I was actually bullying them. Maybe I lashed out at them in retaliation for Shion getting mad at me. This whole day has been too much for me to know. Why did I go and say something that made all of that go meaningless? I couldn't help but regret my own careless curiosity. Let's drop it now. That's enough, let's drop it now. I was about to say that, Mion spoke up. Well, it's not like we were hiding you or lying. I hope you understand that's not what we were trying to do. Mion's tone conveyed her genuine awkwardness. It sounded like the excuse of a child who's been presented with evidence of her own mischief. Satoshi, well, he didn't transfer schools. Mion started resigning herself. But I felt bad for pushing her to say that. So, it's okay, Mion. Let's stop talking about Satoshi. Sorry for teasing you. I wanted to apologize. But right before that, he won't come back. What? Like Mion stammered reply, Mion was clear and was resolute. He won't come back? What? He won't come back home ever since that day. He won't come back, that's a very strange way of putting it. Normally you say that he hadn't come back yet. At least I thought you would only say it like Rina did if he wasn't capable of coming back. You wouldn't say it like that when talking about someone who ran away from home. What do you mean he won't come back? Where did Satoshi go? Don't know. Rina's words choice felt very cold to me. It was so cold that I couldn't muster a response right away. Well, she's right. After that day, Satoshi hasn't returned home. Ian noticed the deadlock between us and heavily followed on what Rina had said. Well, that is, everyone in the village searched for him, and even the police got him to help us look. And while they started thinking that maybe he ran away, While running away from home, I thought you were supposed to leave a note or something. So when Satoshi ran away, we'd probably have left some kind of letter for apologizing to Toku that was just the kind of what I figured. But from the way Mion was talking, it seemed a little different than just running away from home. The police did an investigation. Satoshi had been earning money at a part-time job and had put some aside, and they learned that on the day he vanished, he withdrew it all. Then at Noagawa station or something, spotted someone who looked a lot like Satoshi. He withdrew all his savings to fund his escape from home. Was that it? It seemed consistent enough to me, but before I could say anything, I think that's a lie. Satoshi couldn't run away. Declared Venus shortly. Hey, wait. So if he didn't transfer schools or move away, and he didn't run away from home, then what on earth? Stop it, Rina. Mion whispered to her. Rina, however, continued without interruption, and then said this. Because it was Orishida-sama's curse. Huh? A curse? It took some time before I understood what Rina meant by that. Oh, this is the first time I've heard about it in this timeline, I guess. Mion clicked her tongue and shook her head a little. Satoshi talked to me before he disappeared. Blue eyes. He said someone was watching him, stalking him. They even followed him home. He told me that when he went to bed, they were standing there at his bedside looking down at him. Stop it, Rina. It's, portent of Orishida-sama's curse, there's no doubt about it. It's important. I think somewhere deep down, Satoshi-kun was probably thinking about abandoning Himizawa running away. And Orishida-sama wouldn't allow that. I said stop it. Orishida-sama is the guardian deity of Himizawa. He would never allow anyone to abandon Himizawa and run away. I apologized for it, but Satoshi-kun probably didn't. It must have been Orishida-sama's curse. Orishida-sama's curse. Huh. I hadn't intended to repeat it, but the words came out my mouth anyway. Orishida-sama's curse. The police may have said he ran away, but I didn't believe it. I won't believe it, not ever. It's just a lie told by the self-important people in the village who don't want to admit it was a curse, and whether or not you believe in Orishida-sama's curse is wham. Mion struck me in the head, and not just in a joking way either. I told you to give it a rest, didn't I? I tried to be nice, but you're pushing me to my limits. Pushing her to her limits. Actually, there was plenty of displeasure and anger in Mion's face at that moment. For a few moments after being killed, Mion looked astonished. Perhaps the voice of the Higurashi calmed her frantic mind, because after a little while she regained her original calm expression. We arrived at the place producer split off with Mion. No one said a word until we got there. The voice of Higurashi just told me to our ears with their buzzing. We always split up with Mion here, just leaving Rina and me. Hey Ki-chan, didn't I promise to lend you some manga? Want to come in real quick? Huh? Did you promise that? However, I quickly realized it was a convenient way of saying she wanted to talk to me alone. Oh, I see. Okay, then Rina will go home. Maybe she realized it, maybe she didn't. Thankfully, Rina quickly said she'd go home before us. Bye, Rina. See you tomorrow. Yep. See you tomorrow. Kichi-kun, don't be too much of a bother now. It's already evening. I'm just gonna borrow a few books. See ya. Considering the fun day we had, it was a very, inspired, lonely parting. Hey, don't worry too much about before. After little Mion finally spoke, quite some time had passed since splitting up with Rina. No, not really. I think it was my fault anyway. We weren't trying to hide anything about Satoshi, it's just one of those things that we shouldn't mention, you know? At this point, I understood exactly what she meant by that. Judging by our interaction with Rena, I understood, while it hurt, that I shouldn't ever talk about it again. Actually, if that's the case, then with Shion too, then this was a bigger problem. Talking about it in the first place had been indiscreet. It shouldn't have been interesting in it at all. But that's why I really had to think about it. About why everyone got so irritated. Idiot, stop this Kichimabara. By the time I tried to warn myself, I had actually spoken already. I won't ask ever again, so could you tell me honestly, what on earth happened to Satoshi? He ran away, right? For a long time, Mion remained silent, but finally, unable to endure it any longer, she began to speak timidly. Have you ever heard of Odishida-sama's curse? Just a little bit. I got a glimpse of it. I overheard someone in the class talking about it, though. Odishida-sama was the name of the guardian deity protecting Himizawa that they worship at the shrine we had a barbecue at today. And a few years ago, when they started talking about flooding Himizawa as part of the dam project, one of the people who worked on the dam site died or something, and people blamed on Odishida-sama's curse. That's how it was. Why are we here now? This isn't your house? I don't think so. Satoshi's dead parents, they were proponents of the dam project. Huh? Wasn't everyone in the village against it? Why would they support the dam project if they lived here? The dam project that would have flooded the entirety of Himizawa. I heard the village of all the people, the village all got together to fight the terrible project, but it was a little too hard to believe they were villagers who were supporting it. Well, there was a lot of stuff going on, but not everyone agreed to stand up to the dam proposal. Satoshi's parents were basically the leaders of those who were all for it. Leaders of the all for it, Toko's and Satoshi's parents. Yeah, the government had gathered a lot of compensation money to exchange for the construction of the dam. There were plenty of people who agreed with the proposal because they wanted the money. Aside from a few households Himizawa was in, generally not very affluential, and not because they were proud to inherit the land of their ancestors. It wouldn't be strange if some people wanted enough money to start a new life. But even if that was the case, they would have had to hesitate to say so given the situation. It just happened to be Satoko, Satoshi's parents, who understood that and stood up to be their representatives. By that standard, you might say Satoko and Satoshi's parents were very heroic. They volunteered to be hated, or to help those without much money who didn't have a voice. And then, their parents had bad luck. They died in an accident on the day of the festival honoring Odishida-sama. People starting to think that maybe it had been Odishida-sama's curse. I thought back to what Coach told me today. They went to the natural park on a family outing and fell from a cliff. People thought that Satoshi running away from home was part of Odishida-sama's curse. Well, yeah, basically. Yeah, it was a bit of an evasive reply, but I felt it was wrong to ask any further, so I didn't press her for details. I don't think I need to explain this, but with Satoko, her parents' accident, and Satoshi running away, and all the business about Odishida-sama's curse, none of it a very happy story, you know? Yeah, of course I knew that. I can only nod silently. That's why we're not mentioning anything about that. That's why we're not mentioning anything about Satoko's family. Even if somebody asks about Satoshi, you just now said he's transferred schools. You can understand why, right? They wanted to protect Satoko's happiness and smile. As somebody who thought that way once, even for a short time, I really did regret having been impotent enough to broach the topic to begin with. Yeah, I get it. I'm sorry that I asked something so careless. She heard that Mion smile, seeming a little relieved. Without understanding, thinking that I should get going, I began making my way home. I could really have stopped by Mion's house, but it was already late. I'll stop by again the next time I had the chance. Bye then, Mion. Sorry about today. See you tomorrow. Yeah, goodbye. We waved to each other again. Then suddenly remembering something, Mion called out to me. Ki-chan, one more thing. Not only about Satoko, could you also keep quiet about Satoshi with Rina too? Huh? I think he realized it earlier, but for some reason when it comes to Odishida-sama's curse, she gets extremely serious. Ever since she transferred here. Yeah, judging by how Rina was acting earlier, it was clearly no laughing matter to her. Rina interrupted the conversation for us, but if Mion hadn't been there, what might have happened? Why would Rina be so serious about it? Not only Rina, but Shion too. I don't know. Rina is this is a secret, okay? If you tell anyone we're not friends anymore. You can emphasize this as the expression clouded even further. I won't tell. What's this about Rina? She says she's been a victim of what you should sound was cursed before. Huh? Well, it may sound mean, but I think it might be a bad case of, persecution complex, or some kind of wrong assumption. But she says it herself, so I believe her. If I poke fun at her, she gets pretty upset. Rina jokes around all the time, but she's really scary when she's mad. I get her. Don't talk about your friend of Rina, right? About Satoshi. Yeah. If possible, I think we shouldn't talk about this ever again, for her sake, and for Satoko's. For everyone else's too. And if I must say for yours too, Ki-chan, with her silence, Mion made sure I knew that. Yeah. Okay, I got it. Thanks. Thus saying only that, she waved her hand and began walking away. Ooh. I watched her go, a little dazed, and then started walking myself. Satoko's older brother, Satoshi. He ran away from home. Maybe he was a victim of a curse and disappeared forever. Whichever the case, none of this was anything I should have asked about. Ooh, not going forward. The cool air forced me to self-reflection. I wanted Satoku to smile, yet my curiosity easily defeated me, and I previously tried to step into the dark side of things in a joking way. I'm shameful. I wanted today to be exactly like yesterday. I wonder if the way to obtain information is why I ended up dying in the previous chapters. Maybe Ushi's the bad guy, as they said. Maybe he is a servant of Uchido-sama. I wanted today to be just as fun as yesterday to be just as fun as today too. So why did I have to go do something like that? We were having a blast at the baseball game yesterday. Today we had another blast at the barbecue party too. It was a lot of fun. But then I went and almost nullified all of those fun times. I wonder, would have to be more careful starting tomorrow. I would put all this unpleasant stuff behind me forever, like how I'm going to let my enjoyable life and because of how careless I was today. But the more I thought about it, that I'd be more careful starting tomorrow, the more I couldn't get rid of the ominous thought that I've already put an end to those enjoyable days with what I've done. Hey, wait. Calm down, Kichimabara. The gears of destiny are freaking gigantic, aren't they? Well, what happened just now was trivial. It doesn't make sense to think my life would be totally different starting tomorrow. Even though I understood it logically, the myth in my heart wasn't going to fade until tomorrow turned out to be as fun as today. Yes, so tomorrow is when things are going to change. Got it. Because you always say that, and then it's always different tomorrow. I'm acting weird. I'm thinking a little too much about this conversation. I wish tomorrow would come already. I wanted it to make me understand how absurd my insignificant doubts really were. The night was long. Higurashi when they cry, I'm guessing? Yeah, okay. Higurashi when they cry. Alright. Three different things. Preliminary autopsy report. The slacking manager. Shion-san, why don't you help out a little? With what? Are you asking a girl to carry something heavy? This is why you still haven't found a nice lady at your age, coach. Well, you see, at times like these, here's what people say, ahem, it's none of your business. Ah ha 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 ha. He was loading the station wagon with heaps of equipment we'd use for today's barbecue meeting. Both fathers and sons who had helped here was starting to get on their way. Alright, so Shion-san, why did you come all the way here? If you rode here on your bike, I can give you a lift. I did, but I'll be fine riding back. I appreciate your consideration. I was glad you came today. Things don't quite fit together without the manager here. Am I still the manager? I've been shrinking my duty for an entire year, so maybe you should just fire such an incompetent manager already. Alright, if you say you want to quit, then I'll fire you whenever you want. Ugh, that's not fair. Let me go soon, please. Every time I don't show up at a game, I get an annoying phone call, and I can't stand those. If you want to be more honest with yourself, Shion-chan, you'd be far more cuter. Your father is so sad. Where did he go so wrong to deserve such a rebellious daughter? Or perhaps if your father caught you in a big loving embrace, you'll open your eyes. Well then, don't mind if I do. Come here. Coach was fooling around with all his might, but Shion just smiled into the distance without responding. Nothing's changed. You're still a weirdo, Coach, and everyone's still lively as ever. Even though Satoshi-kun isn't here. Is that what you wanted to say? He'll come back home, I'm sure of it. He has someone waiting for him. Say whatever you want. He sure is cool, isn't he, going off to who knows where, leaving such a cute girlfriend behind, huh? Girlfriend? Who? Who? Huh? Ha 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 ha. Jeez, quit laughing already, Coach. Haha. Wahahaha. Coach bent over and laughed haughtily for a little while. They had romantic relations? We'll see each other again. Oh, maybe not. Actually, it could just be teasing. Please come and root for us once in a while, okay? If I feel like it, I have no desire to be the manager of once anymore after all. That's fine. If you don't like it, I'll fire you. I'm not the kind of person who likes forcing people to do things against their will. Yeah. Okay, fine. I'm sorry. You win this round. If I feel like it, I'll come root for you. So for today, I'll just be patient. Oops. It's last time already. It's already past time to return on this. I'm gonna make them wait for me. I'll be leaving for today then. Let's meet again at the next game. Yes, if I feel like it. Goodbye, Coach. Autopsy report. A copy of the preliminary autopsy. Is this about the parent? Autopsy suggests the victim was killed in the following manner. 1. Entire body bound in restraints. Traces left behind from when the body seemed to have been found indicates usage of a specific restraining table rather than rope or another common form. Finger joints on either hand appears to have been bounded specially tight. Highly likely that the table was either specially made or homemade given this information. What are they talking about? Both ears and nose severed with a sharp blade. Traces of the restraints and other things seem to be suggest that there were at least one more other than the one who's been severed. Those body parts holding down the victim's head. Possible that multiple blades were used, with one of them most likely being scissors or shears. Oh, they stop it now. I don't know if that's just for this tip or just for all of them, because it kind of speeds up. I don't get to read all of it sometimes. This is about the body that was found at the beginning. 5 nails penetrated fingers on each hand. 1 nail stuck into each joint of each finger on each hand. For a total of 30, the deceased fingers were nailed to wooden planks 20 square centimeters large. Extremely likely these planks were part of the restraining table. In addition, it's likely that the table was originally designed for just this purpose. That's kind of like what happened to me in the last chapter. Abdomen incised. Intestines removed. The incision in the abdomen is likely to have been a technique grounded in medical pathology using a sharp blade. Estimated that there was still no threat to the victim's life at this stage. After this, the organs inside the incision were dismantled and removed. The victim likely died as a result of this process. Body disposed. After fastening a dumbbell to the victim's neck and using a commercial pet collar, the victim was likely abandoned in the Oji's River the dam. Judging by the dumbbell's weight, it is highly possible that they have needed at least 3 men to have disposed of the body. To Ushi-san, here's a copy of the preliminary autopsy of the slaughtered corpse in the Oji River. Yeah, it was the one from the beginning. A chief, Shirigari sees this as having a possible relation to the S group, the Shinsaki one, okay? What are your thoughts, Ushi-san? And East round 3 was the cop thingy with Ushi. I haven't seen Ushi this time actually. Nifufufu, there is Ran, 3 Chun, 3 Dora Mangan. Wait, if I've seen Shion, then doesn't that mean I should have seen Ushi? Because Shion saved me, right? And unless I saw Shion a different way in this timeline, maybe. Maybe that whole entire dull thing didn't happen then, if I haven't seen Ushi. There is Ron, 3 Chun, 3 Dora, a Mangan with 1,500 extra. I need to wait until I see Ushi again. to gauge Keisha's reaction to see if he's meeting him the first time or not. What? What's up with that? How do you have to read Dora? I don't know how to play Mahjong. You idiot. You're the one who flipped over another canned Dora when you knew Yoshi was in a Tepper. I had it on my phone, but it's complicated. That's what you get. Getting more Dora was the only thing I could do after revealing the Chan. You can't disregard discard a Dora tile after a Kupara is out yet. It's complicated. Yoshi grinned meaningfully as his buddy swearing began breaking down the walls and reforming them. By the way, Ushi-san, figured it out yet? What? Oh, the murdered body in the drainage channel? Any clues come up? Yes, well, you're the one who collecting evidence here. I should have expected that. Who was the one deceased? Rina, Mamiya. Don't know that name. Actual name, Noriko. Apparently she worked for the Blue Mermaid, a hostess bar on Shinobone Flower Road. Oh wow, that place, huh? A young leader of the Shinazaki's own, yeah. Shinazaki, whoops. So it's related to the S group. That mountain, be tough to scale. Rumors say the deceased had her hands in both drug dealing and money to be paid to the government. And on a pretty significant scale too, from what I heard. A woman getting her hands on the Yakuza tax money sounds like a man's behind it. Not a lot of women do that sort of thing sort of things themselves. Well, she's dead now. The dead can't have anything to do with it. About that, Ushi-san, a man's apparently alive. Alive? Then maybe he'll die soon. Vermin usually, exterminate other vermin. I think we have a very, nice self-cleaning system going on. Anyway, her man. It's well, Teppy Hojo. Hojo? Like, Satoko Hojo? Hojo? Who's that? Teppy Hojo, the husband of the housewife who was beaten to death last year in Himazawa. Oh. He disappeared after the incident, though. I get it. He was staying at his lover's place, huh? And so the Shinzakis, grew even more suspicious. Where is he now? He was living in a woman's apartment. He must have thought she abandoned him, so he's been searching around shops and other gathering places. Interesting. Alright. Toko's uncle, I guess. And yeah, that's it. So bye bye. Yeah.